Some people in this world seem like they were born to be famous, and somehow they instinctively know how to handle it. Take figures like Zendaya, Keanu Reeves, and Tom Hanks, for example. No matter how famous they become, they always seem to navigate the spotlight with ease. But then there are people who, become famous overnight, gain millions of fans, reach unimaginable levels of visibility, and have absolutely no idea how to carry that fame. And Ice Spice fits into that category perfectly. Just 2 years ago, everywhere you looked, this girl was there. TikTok, Ice Spice. Instagram, Ice Spice. Award shows, Ice Spice. Somehow, a girl who was uploading songs from her bedroom had become one of the biggest names in rap almost overnight. She was collaborating with industry heavyweights like Taylor Swift and Nicki Minaj, releasing hit songs that dominated social media, and being treated as one of the brightest new stars in music. But things have gotten a little messy since then. Actually, scratch that, extremely messy. These days, it feels like every YouTube channel is talking about Ice Spice, and public perception around her has shifted dramatically. People are criticizing her music after her debut album underperformed expectations, while viral controversies seem to follow her everywhere she goes. And that's before we even get into the rumors involving Tobey Maguire, the McDonald's altercation that made rounds on social media, and the endless online debates surrounding her. The thing is, none of this started recently. Long before these headlines, Ice Spice had already found herself at the center of public feuds, friendship fallouts, industry drama, and controversy after controversy. So today, we're breaking down the entire story. From her meteoric rise to the controversies that many believe contributed to her downfall, we're covering everything you need to know about Ice Spice. Before we get into the juicier parts of this story, let's rewind for a second and see how Ice Spice actually climbed the ladder of fame and became one of the fastest rising names in the music industry. Her real name, as you can probably guess, isn't Ice Spice. It's actually Isis Naija Gaston. She was born in the Bronx, New York on January 1st, 2000 to Joseph Gaston and Charina Almanzar. She comes from a mixed-race background, with her father being African-American and her mother Dominican. Her mother had her at just 17 years old, and when Ice Spice was only 2, her parents separated. She now has 5 younger half-siblings, 3 sisters from her mother's side, and a brother and a sister from her father's. In later interviews, Ice Spice explained that she spent time with both parents since they lived close to each other in the Bronx. She also grew up around her grandmother and cousins, so despite the separation, she was always surrounded by family. She's also made it clear that both of her parents played a huge role in helping her become the person she is today. And if you know even a little about Ice Spice, you already know she has this incredibly unfiltered baddie persona. According to her, that attitude comes directly from her mother. In an interview with Billboard shortly after blowing up in 2022, she literally described her mom as a bad bitch, and she says she was raised to be just like her. Her father, Joseph, also had a major influence on her. He was an underground rapper himself, and Ice Spice has said that watching him pursue music inspired her from a very young age. Music had always been her thing. Even in high school, she was writing poetry, lyrics, and songs while listening to artists like Nicki Minaj, Jay-Z, and 50 Cent. Nicki Minaj especially was her biggest inspiration. During one interview, she said, "When I saw Nicki, I was so mesmerized. She's the first female rapper that I've seen, and ever since then, I was kind of set on what I wanted to be." When you think about it, it's actually pretty wholesome that she got to collaborate with her idol so early in her career. But here's a little spoiler. That admiration didn't exactly stay intact forever. We'll get to that drama later. For now, let's stick to the timeline. After graduating high school, Ice Spice enrolled at the State University of New York at Purchase. Interestingly, she dropped out during her sophomore year because college just wasn't for her. But before leaving college, something much more important had already happened. She met record producer Riot USA, and that meeting would completely change the trajectory of her career. In 2021, Riot produced her first song, Bully Freestyle, and soon after, she followed it up with more releases on SoundCloud. What's interesting is that Riot USA didn't just produce 1 or 2 songs and disappear. He became one of the key people behind Ice Spice's entire career. He produced most of her biggest records and helped shape the sound that eventually made her famous. He later revealed that Ice Spice used to send him little snippets of music while she was still in college, and even back then, he believed she had real potential.
I feel like in the beginning, you know, I was teaching how to record, song structure, hook, verse, you know what I'm saying, how to approach certain records and stuff like that. Fast forward now, like 2 years later, she found her own identity as an artist. And I feel like when you get to that point, you kind of let them do their thing. You know, if you have, you know, a feeling in your heart.
Now, you want to hear something a little gossipy? Even though neither of them has ever confirmed it, there's been a long-running rumor that Ice Spice and Riot USA were more than just collaborators. Some fans believe they dated, while others claim they had some kind of falling out, which is supposedly why they don't work together as much anymore. Now, can we confirm any of that? Absolutely not. Although Ice Spice was releasing music in 2021, it wasn't the songs alone that were getting people to notice her. Around this time, she was already building a decent online presence by posting videos and hopping on viral TikTok trends. And whether you like her music or not, one thing is undeniable. Ice Spice has an incredibly distinctive look. Long before people recognized her for her songs, they recognized her for her ginger curls, her eccentric features, and also her backside. Before Bully Freestyle even came out, she had already gone viral for participating in the famous Bust It Challenge. If you somehow missed that era of TikTok, it was the trend where people transformed from a casual look into full glam while twerking to Erica Banks' hit Bust It. So yes, before the music, people mostly knew Ice Spice as the girl from that viral twerking video. Maybe that's why she has so much faith in the power of twerking. Because, let's be honest, she really does love it. There was even a moment during a live stream with Kai Cenat when he asked her to freestyle. Instead of actually rapping, she started twerking and jokingly called that her freestyle.
Fuck him up. Fuck him up. So he's trying to be the hype man. Fuck him up. Fuck him up. Expecting her to freestyle since this is a freestyle. She just twerks. She doesn't even rap. And then listen to the end of the video. No freestyle?
That was my freestyle.
That was your freestyle? That was your freestyle? Her freestyle was twerking. And that's who has this ego.
Moments like these only fueled what some critics were already saying, that Ice Spice's popularity had more to do with her image, viral moments, and physical appearance than it did with her music. Fair or not, plenty of people argued that the internet fell in love with her looks long before it fell in love with her music. But no matter what people say about her today, we can't ignore the speed at which Ice Spice became famous on the internet. The kind of visibility she gained in the industry during 2022 and 2023 was honestly unheard of. One of her biggest breakthroughs came in August 2022 when she independently released the song Munch. And to say it simply went viral would be a massive understatement. This song absolutely exploded everywhere, especially on TikTok. It was the time when you couldn't scroll through any social media platform without hearing her voice blasting through your phone, saying,
Stop playing with them, Riot. You thought I was feeling you? That nigga a munch. Nigga either he ate it for lunch. Bitch on my body, I get what I want. Like, you thought I was feeling you? That nigga a munch.
It was honestly crazy. For a while, it felt like literally everyone on the internet knew that song. But if there was one moment that took Ice Spice from viral TikTok rapper to someone the entire industry had its eyes on, it was Drake's cosign. He messaged her saying he loved Munch, played it on his Sound 42 radio show, and even invited her to OVO Fest. Now, this was obviously a huge moment for Ice Spice, especially considering she didn't exactly have some deep artistic inspiration behind the song. Sure, it was perfect for TikTok reels, memes, and short-form content. It was catchy, but calling it something timeless or deeply meaningful would be a bit of a stretch. You won't believe this, but when she was asked about the inspiration behind Munch, this is what she said.
Well, it was January of 2022.
That's right.
I was really trying to rhyme a word with lunch. And I just said munch for like the first time. I had like just made that up in the studio, so yeah.
What a time to be alive, really? Most people who heard Munch probably vibed to it, enjoyed it for the season, and assumed they'd never hear from its artist again. After all, that's how the internet usually works. One viral song, 15 minutes of fame, and then bye-bye. But people were kind of wrong, because 2023 turned out to be nothing short of a banger for Ice Spice's career. She was everywhere. And when we say she was everywhere, we literally mean everywhere. She was constantly expanding her audience on TikTok, with every dance video pulling in millions upon millions of views. Seriously, you could open TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever app you wanted. She was just there. dancing. Right after the success of Munch, she signed with 10K Projects and Capitol Records before releasing her first EP, featuring songs like Bikini Bottom and In Hamu. And honestly, these songs definitely felt like the work of a much more polished artist. They performed really well on Spotify and opened the door to some incredibly high-profile collaborations. For instance, in February 2023, she teamed up with Pink Pantheress for the remix of Boys a Liar Part 2, which reached number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100. Then came the remix of Princess Diana with Nicki Minaj, which climbed to number 4. And in May 2023, she somehow ended up collaborating with none other than Taylor Swift on the remix of Karma, which peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. She literally became the first artist that year to have 3 songs in the Billboard Hot 100's top 5. We mean, she had only started her career about 2 years earlier, and she was already landing collaborations that most artists spend their entire careers dreaming about. After the release of Munch, a lot of people expected her to fizzle out within a few months. Instead of that, she stood her ground and became one of the biggest breakthrough artists of 2023. One of the defining moments of that year came when she released Barbie World with Nicki Minaj, which also made it into the Billboard Hot 100's top 10. By this point, Ice Spice was basically impossible to escape. Her social media videos were pulling even bigger numbers. Major celebrities like Kim Kardashian were hanging out with her. She was showing up at sports events, and brands like Adidas were lining up to work with her. And perhaps the funniest sign that she'd officially made it, celebrities like Lil Nas X were literally dressing up as Ice Spice for Halloween. We mean, you've really entered pop culture when people start cosplaying as you. On top of that, entertainment outlets were publishing headlines like, "Who is Ice Spice? And why is she suddenly everywhere?" introducing her to an entirely new audience that hadn't heard of her yet. So, in short, she had officially made it. But here's the thing, when your entire brand revolves around viral moments, internet hype, your image, and looks, and there isn't enough substance behind it, how long can that momentum really last? While 2023 was an incredible year for Ice Spice, the very next year, once the initial hype began settling down, things started going downhill. 2023 was filled with hit collaborations, massive brand deals, and back-to-back career milestones. But 2024? Well, that's when the conversation started changing. First and foremost, while a lot happened in 2024, the biggest realization people seemed to have about Ice Spice was that her music just wasn't as good as they initially thought. Suddenly, a lot of listeners were calling it repetitive, uninspired, and quite frankly, pretty trashy. That became painfully obvious when she released her debut album, Y2K. Instead of proving her critics wrong, the album only reinforced what many people had been saying for months. Nearly every track sounded like another version of Munch, and unlike her earlier collaborations with Taylor Swift and Nicki Minaj, not a single song from the project managed to break into the Billboard Hot 100's top 10. And once you looked at the lyrics, it wasn't exactly hard to see why. Ice Spice has said in interviews that she writes most of her own music, and if that's true, it certainly explains a lot. Because for reasons known only to her, Y2K was strangely obsessed with poop. You had lyrics like, his poopy, but I never smell, standing on shit like a floor mat, Birdie took a fake perk, now he got tummy runs, I am Miss Poopy like I need a diaper, perhaps our personal favorite. Think you're the shit? You're not even a fart. Now, lyrical depth was never exactly Ice Spice's selling point, but this wasn't just simple or repetitive. It felt like she was genuinely trying to build an entire brand around poop. The funny part is that the internet couldn't decide whether to laugh at the album or stream it. People relentlessly mocked the lyrics, yet clips from the songs spread everywhere. They became meme audio, filled people's edits, and inspired countless parody versions.
Oh, Ice Spice dropped a new song. Let's listen, why not?
I just did a fart and a poop at the same time. I call that a foop. My ass is so big. All I do is shit. My poop is so smelly. It's looking like jelly. I just wanna fart. I'm breaking their hearts. I just wanna doo-doo. I just wanna poo-poo. Every day go to the toilet and shit. Every day go to the bathroom and poop. I'm taking a dump as I record this. I got your man, I'm on his wish list. Fuck you, Madeline. My doo-doo smells bad. Ew. But I'm a bad bitch. Yeah. My poopy smells bad. Damn, I got a shit. That feels good.
So while much of the internet treated Y2K like one giant joke, Pitchfork somehow gave it a 7.6 rating, higher than plenty of albums that year that people actually agreed were great. And honestly, that might be the most confusing part of this entire dang story. Unfortunately for Ice Spice, her disappointing album and what many people considered its downright terrible lyrics were only the beginning. Things were about to get a whole lot messier. Because this brings us to one of Ice Spice's former best friends, alternative singer Baby Storme. In May 2024, Baby Storme suddenly went on an absolute rampage across X, exposing one celebrity after another. Pretty much anyone she could think of was catching strays. Then she told everyone that the next person she'd be exposing was ISIS, better known to the rest of us as Ice Spice. And naturally, the internet grabbed its popcorn. When Baby Storme finally posted about Ice Spice, she didn't just write a few angry tweets and called it a day, no. She uploaded what she claimed were private screenshots between the two of them and accused Ice Spice of a whole list of things. Apparently, keeping private conversations private had become a very overrated concept at that point. Among her allegations, she claimed Ice Spice was a colorist and even shared a screenshot of Ice Spice talking about fellow rapper Doechii. She also accused her of being fatphobic. That's not good. When people questioned how she knew all of this, Baby Storme revealed that the two of them had gone to school together and alleged that Ice Spice had been one of the biggest bullies in her high school. She further claimed that Ice Spice made everyone around her sign NDAs. But according to Baby Storme, that wasn't going to stop her because she was, in her own words, only signed to God. Baby Storme also went on to allege that Ice Spice was secretly jealous of Latto because she represented everything Ice Spice wanted to be. Speaking about Riot USA, she revealed that he and Ice Spice had been dating since 2019 and that Ice Spice had also cheated on him with Lil TJ. However, the part that really sent the internet into a frenzy involved Nicki Minaj. Baby Storme posted on X, "Good morning, Barbs. As promised, this is how ISIS really feels about your evil queen, Nicki Minaj. Ungrateful and delusional." She then shared screenshots that she claimed were from the time Ice Spice and Nicki Minaj were negotiating the Barbie collaboration. In those messages, Ice Spice appeared to complain that Nicki was asking for too much, called her ungrateful and delusional, just like her mom, and even suggested that the Barbie opportunity was something she had brought to Nicki, which is laughable, to say the least. As you can probably imagine, the internet absolutely ate this up. For people who already felt Ice Spice gave off mean girl energy, these messages seemed to confirm everything they already believed. Meanwhile, Barb's, Nicki Minaj's fiercely loyal fanbase, accused Ice Spice of being ungrateful toward the very artist who had just collaborated with her on two of the biggest songs of her career. Baby Storme would later apologize for posting the screenshots, saying she had been experiencing a schizophrenic episode at the time. And honestly, looking back at her posts from that period, many of her tweets targeting other artists came across as chaotic and erratic. It certainly seemed like she was going through something serious. While Baby Storme's apology softened parts of the controversy and damaged her credibility regarding many of the allegations she had made against Ice Spice, one thing simply refused to go away: the screenshots she shared of Ice Spice calling Nicki Minaj delusional and ungrateful. Everything else gradually faded into the background. Those screenshots, however, continued circulating across social media long after the rest of the drama had died down. To this day, whenever diehard Barbs look back at the Barbie collaboration or watch old interviews of Ice Spice praising Nicki Minaj, many can't help but think about those leaked messages. Most people came out of the Baby Storme drama thinking Ice Spice had some pretty questionable morals, and that reputation only became more solidified by July 2024, when she began sparking dating rumors with famous British rapper Central C. Now, normally, that wouldn't be a problem. Except, Central C was widely believed to still be involved with influencer Madeline Argy. If you don't know who Madeline is, she's also a hugely popular influencer with more than 9 million followers on TikTok. Since 2022, she and Central C had shared a very public on-again, off-again relationship, so people were already invested in whatever was going on between them. When Central C first started getting spotted shopping with Ice Spice in London and was even seen commenting on one of her Instagram posts, many people assumed he and Madeline were simply in one of their off-again phases or had broken up altogether. But then, Madeline herself posted a screenshot of Central C commenting on Ice Spice's Instagram story. And that's when the internet collectively went, what exactly is happening here? Is Ice Spice playing homewrecker now? What's the deal? Most of the speculation surrounding their appearances together eventually died down when Central C and Ice Spice announced their collaboration Did It First for Ice Spice's album Y2K, which is honestly hilarious considering it's basically a song about cheating. It's pretty much a cheater's anthem. At that point, most people became convinced the whole thing was one big marketing gimmick to get more attention for the song. The general assumption was that everything was still fine between Central C and Madeline, that she was in on the plan, and that Ice Spice wouldn't stoop that low just to promote a single, right? Well, no, because after all of this blew up and Did It First was finally released, which, despite all of the drama, failed to gain nearly as much traction as people expected, Madeline posted multiple TikToks explaining what had actually happened from her perspective. According to Madeline, she and Central C were still together when the rumors about him and Ice Spice first started circulating. She also claimed that Central C never told her about the song or the planned public appearances with Ice Spice. Instead, he only informed her a few hours before she started seeing the rumors all over social media herself.
And they're trying to tell me like he had no control over this, and I'm trying to get the point across. It doesn't matter if he had control or not. Why the fuck was I told 12 hours before it happened? I'm going insane because all I'm seeing is comments being like, how could she condone this? This is so embarrassing for her. Like, why would she let her man act like this? Guys, I never agreed to this. No one told me. I did not know about this in the way that you guys thought I did, but I also haven't watched the video yet, so if you want to see a live reaction, it will be on my podcast. Alright. I am this close to calling the fucking police because that is a threat. He has had no direct access to me ever since that phone call. I'm thinking that this conversation is going to be our love, our relationship, so tell me why 10 hours later he's posted up with a fucking baddie. Guys, imagine you break up with your boyfriend one night and the next day he is posted up with Ice Spice in Chrome Heart. I didn't even actually get to break up with him and he's already with the next girl. He gave me not even like 12 hours notice before he was being filmed in Chrome Hearts with her. The flight from America is 12 hours. She was already on the fucking plane.
So, contrary to what many people believed, Madeline claimed she wasn't part of the marketing strategy at all. She genuinely had no idea what was going on and said the entire situation had deeply hurt her. After that, Madeline and Central C, of course, broke up. But the drama didn't end there. For some reason, Ice Spice continued posting with Central C and even uploaded a few stories that many people interpreted as subtle shade toward Madeline, even though Madeline had made it clear in her TikToks that she didn't have a problem with Ice Spice herself. One comment under Madeline's video summed up what a lot of people were thinking. Ice Spice could be anything, but she's clearly not a girl's girl. And judging by what happens next, that definitely wasn't the last time people would say that about her. In September 2024, yet another major controversy came knocking on Ice Spice's door. Another one of her former friends was getting ready to expose her on social media and air out all of her frustrations. This time, we're talking about Cleotrapa, another rapper who was once closely associated with Ice Spice, but no longer is, for some of the messiest reasons we're about to get into. For a bit of context, Cleotrapa is an artist who has known Ice Spice since 2022 and even appeared in the music video for her song In Hamund. Now, while the whole Baby Storme and Central C drama was still unfolding, Ice Spice was also preparing for the US leg of her Y2K tour, which kicked off in August 2024. Right before the tour began, Ice Spice unexpectedly messaged her friend Cleotrapa and invited her to be one of the opening acts. On paper, it sounded like an incredible opportunity. However, there was just one small problem. According to Cleotrapa, Ice Spice reached out only a day before the tour was set to begin. Naturally, Cleo was caught completely off guard. She wasn't sure whether she should even accept the offer, but considering how huge the opportunity was, she decided to go for it anyway.
So the ending of July, I get a call from Ice very early in the morning. Cleo, come on tour with me. I miss you. Come. And I'm just like, girl, I'm not about to come on tour with you and watch you perform all month. Like, I got a nigga. I got stuff that I could be doing. I could be getting money. I have opportunities in New York. I have brand deals. I have things that I need to focus on. So for me to travel all over the United States with you to watch you perform kind of crazy. She's like, no, I want you to perform. And I gagged. You want me to perform? She ain't never, ever, ever, ever brought me out on stage.
Unfortunately, what she expected to be one of the biggest moments of her career quickly turned into what she later described as one of her worst experiences. As soon as the tour wrapped up, Cleotrapa took to TikTok on September 2nd and accused Ice Spice and her team of mistreating her throughout the tour. She alleged that she wasn't paid for the shows, wasn't allowed to bring any assistants or managers with her, and was repeatedly sidelined despite being part of the lineup. Even before posting on TikTok, Cleotrapa had already started hinting that something had gone wrong. She tweeted multiple times, suggesting that she had never been paid for the tour and implying that there was far more happening behind the scenes than fans realized. Then came the bombshell. Boom! Cleotrapa uploaded a 6-part TikTok series, with each video running for nearly 10 minutes. That's a long time for TikTok. Where she went on an absolute rant about everything she claimed Ice Spice had put her through during the tour. Now, those videos are long as hell, so we're going to focus on some of the biggest allegations she made. According to Cleotrapa, when Ice Spice first invited her on tour, she initially thought it was Ice Spice's way of making up for the Baby Storme drama just months before. You know, a way of proving she actually was a good friend. We didn't mention this earlier, but Baby Storme had also claimed that Ice Spice was jealous of Cleotrapa. Cleo also alleged that, over time, she realized Ice Spice only seemed to reach out whenever she had new music coming out or something to promote. In her view, they were never actually close friends. She believed Ice Spice mainly wanted to be seen around her because it helped present an image of being connected to black culture and having black friends, which Cleo felt ultimately benefited her public image.
Come with her to a basketball game, like maybe she's trying to make it up. I don't know why I kept thinking like she was trying to make it up for being like caught being fake, but it was just like, even the basketball game, it was like one day later she's like dropping a song. It's like every time she's like inviting me out, because we never chilled on some like chill shit, bro. Like it was never like just some chill. It was always like in the blogs the next day and the song is dropping too. So it was like, what? This girl kind of uses me for her rollouts. So I'm just like, okay. When the tour thing came out, I'm like, oh, she's actually trying to like give me something now. Like, okay. She's trying to make it up. She's trying to be an actual good friend. I made a flyer.
Well, as it turns out, Cleo had completely misunderstood the situation. Ice Spice wasn't trying to make up for anything. If Cleotrapa's version of events is to be believed, she was never really trying to be her friend in the first place. In fact, according to Cleo, there were signs of that even before the tour had officially begun. After getting invited to join the tour, Cleotrapa designed a flyer announcing that she would be performing, posted it on Instagram, and even tagged Ice Spice. Guess what happened? Ice Spice didn't even repost it. What's interesting is that while most Ice Spice fans knew she was going on tour, many of them had no idea Cleotrapa was part of it until she later came online and alleged that she had been mistreated during the tour. She wasn't featured on the official tour posters. She wasn't included in the promotional content. There was barely any public acknowledgement that she was even an opening act, which is honestly pretty odd and also pretty mean.
Announcing that I was going to be coming on tour with her, it did not even get reposted. It didn't even get a comment or a like, and she was tagged in it. The bill, it didn't even have my name on it. Like, just about nobody knew I was coming on tour. It was like a special guest. Like, she didn't even like shine any sort of like her own light on me. It was like kind of like all me. Like, I want my fans to come out. Like, she didn't really try to like mesh me in with her actual fan base or try to like put her fan base onto me. Very calculated.
Well, here's the thing. Artists often accept opportunities like this even when there's little or no pay involved because the exposure alone can be worth it. But according to Cleotrapa, she wasn't really getting that exposure either. Ice Spice never promoted her in any meaningful way. So, from Cleo's perspective, this tour was already looking like a pretty bad deal before it had even started, and once it did, things got only worse. Whatever misconceptions Cleo had about Ice Spice being a genuine friend quickly disappeared. According to her, Ice Spice had her performing at 7:30 for a show that officially started at 9 p.m.
Online says the show starts at 8. It would even say 9 sometimes. And guess what time I was going on? At 7:30, 7:45. I was going on before the show starts. So that was kind of weird in itself.
Now, anyone who's ever been at a concert knows that when a show is advertised to start at 9, the main artist usually doesn't come on until 10 or even sometimes 11. So, having Cleo perform at 7:30 meant she was basically performing to an almost empty venue. That's pretty rough. But sadly, that was not even the beginning of what would happen to Cleo during this tour. Before the tour started, Cleo said she had asked Ice Spice what expenses would be covered since she had been invited at the very last minute. According to Cleo, Ice Spice reassured her by saying, "You're with me, it's all set." When Cleo asked if she could bring an assistant or manager along, Ice Spice flat out refused, telling her that if she wanted to bring someone, she'd have to cover all of their hotel expenses herself. But according to Cleo, even though she assured her that everything would be covered, Ice Spice didn't really end up covering much for her at all. She claims she was left to carry her own luggage everywhere, even though Ice Spice had security guards handling her bags throughout the tour. Cleo also alleged that Ice Spice specifically instructed her not to leave her luggage at the hotel because she might need something at the venue. According to Cleo, Ice Spice's security helped load her luggage into the vehicle before leaving for the venue, but once they finished the show, they refused to carry her bags back to the car, which meant that after the first show, she was left dragging all of her luggage by herself in the pouring rain.
I'm like, oh, how can I get the bag? She's like, tell the security to get it for you. I go to the security. I'm like, can you get my bag out the trunk? Because I have no idea where the trunk is, where the car went. We just came into the venue like we artists, we working, whatever. He goes, he gets the bag, brings it upstairs. I change, end of the show. I put my bag next to her 10 bags and the big black dresser. And yeah, I'm thinking everything is going to be moved back into the truck and we could, leave, go back to the hotel. I turn around and my bag is still there. My bag was still there. All her bags was gone. I'm just like, why would somebody just leave my bag? I asked the security, I'm like, can you take my bag? He said no. I was like, what the fuck? What's going on? He brought all her bags. He came. Okay. I'm like, can I pay somebody to bring my bags down? Because I didn't want to bring the bags down. Why would I want to bring the bags down? I'm just a girl. So I'm asking around, nobody's word. So I'm like, all right, let me bring the bags. I'm tight though. I'm tight. I'm not used to this stuff. What the fuck? I'm just supposed to be performing. Need I remind you, I'm not even allowed to bring somebody on tour with me. So I didn't really have anybody helping me. It was just me. But I feel like she could have simply said to the security, take Cleo's bag. Don't forget Cleo's bag. But I got a sense that she just wanted me to struggle. And that's kind of fucked up as a friend. So I carry the bags. I take one duffel bag. I'm walking down. It's pouring outside. I put it in the car. The fans are screaming, Cleo, can we get a picture? Cleo, can we get a picture? As I'm struggling with a bag. And it's very embarrassing. It's very embarrassing. Never do fans want to take a picture with me while I'm carrying big ass bags looking like that. I had to make a second trip for the suitcase. I made the second trip for the suitcase. Do it again. Raining outside, dragging the suitcase, fans in my face. It was so fucking humiliating. I was like, what the fuck? I get in the car, I'm tight. I'm fake drenched and I'm tight. And the car ride is silence. And I know she peeped why I was mad. It's she just doesn't give a fuck.
After this incident, Cleo says she genuinely didn't feel okay with Ice Spice anymore. What do you mean? Come on. What kind of friend does something like that? Making a girl deal with her own luggage on a normal day is one thing, but leaving her to drag it around while it was pouring outside? That's just incredibly mean-spirited. Instead of quietly holding onto that resentment, Cleo decided to confront Ice Spice about it. According to Cleo, Ice Spice's response was blunt. She basically told her, he's my security guard. He ain't doing shit for you because if he feels like he's doing extra work, he's gonna want extra pay.
Buzz. So we're in the hotel room and I had this feeling in my chest. I don't know if anybody else who's a real ass bitch gets this feeling. And it's just a feeling and I'm just I have to say something because if I don't say something, I'm gonna start moving like I don't like her. So I wanna at least say how I feel, get her take on it instead of being angry and just letting it build up frustration in me. So she's in the shower. And I'm like about to take my makeup off so that we can, like, you know, I'm not waiting for her to get out the shower to take my makeup off, and it's just delaying us because we're trying to hurry up. So I went to the bathroom, I'm taking my makeup off, and I'm like, yo, you know, you asked me to, like, take my bag. I mean, not you asked me. I'm like, yo, you know, you told me to take my bags with me to the venue. You said that was it was smart for me to take my bags, and the reason why. And you even told me to tell your security to bring the bags upstairs. So why would it be a problem for him to bring the bags back to the car? And she goes, that's my security. He works for me. If he feels like he's doing more work, he's gonna want to get paid more. So I'm like, how much does he want to get paid more? Because if I'm gonna be with her this whole tour, I would pay him more. I would pay him more to carry my bags. I don't want to be carrying my bags. I don't. Like, y'all seen all the fans seeing me carry my bags? That was crazy to me. So I'm like, all right, we got to figure this out. So, like, how much you want to get paid more? He's like, he gets paid a flat rate. I'm like, is this girl serious? She said it like she had no idea what flat rate meant. If he gets paid a flat rate, that means that he'll move a house for you. He's getting paid to work for you. He got paid to work for you. He's moving anything you tell him to move. He's moving anything that you tell him to move.
Now, if you think this situation ended here, absolutely not. According to Cleo, Ice Spice and her team continued treating her like she was a complete nobody for the rest of the tour. She claimed that although Ice Spice had initially told her they would be sharing the same dressing room, that did not always happen. Instead, Cleo said she often ended up getting ready in bathrooms or random little corners backstage.
He said that I was going to be with her the whole time. Like, I was going to be with her. You're going to be with me. You're good. And when I would come inside the venue, her whole tour production team, they would act like they have no idea where I'm supposed to go. Like, did she not tell you guys that I'm supposed to be in her room? They're just like, oh, we don't have a room for you, but here, they'll give me like a bathroom. The bathroom that everybody's using. They'll give me the bathroom and say, well, you can get dressed inside this bathroom right here. And I'm just like, I'm supposed to be in her room though. Like, I'm confused. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
while all of that was already pretty messy, one detail from Cleo's videos genuinely caught us off guard. At one point, she said she unintentionally left her small bag inside Ice Spice's room before stepping away to do something. When she came back, she found her bag sitting outside the door. Later, she claimed she discovered that it had been used to make around $700 worth of purchases at a retail store.
Everything was weird afterwards. Now, I put my bag, literally a tote, on the side of her couch, and she knows it's mine because she knows that's my bag. I put it on the side of the couch. Her mom and her little sister came in the room, so everybody got out the room. Like an hour goes by. I like go downstairs. I walk past the room. I see my bag, like my Telfar bag, outside of her door, and I'm just like, wait, why would they kick this little bag out? Like, this little bag was on the side of the couch. Like, why would it need to be kicked out the room? But it's crazy now, a few days later, and I'm not accusing anybody of nothing. It could have been anybody. You know what I'm saying? It could have been somebody that walked past the door and seen a bag in the front of Ice's door. My card was used. $700 and something was used at one of those designer retail websites like Essence or something.
Now that's some seriously messed up stuff. That's a whole new level of disrespect. Honestly, after this incident, she should have just grabbed her bags and walked off that tour immediately. But unfortunately, she chose to stay despite everything because she genuinely wanted to make the most of the opportunity. However, the longer the tour went on, the worse things became. She recalled one incident where production allegedly refused to give her a chicken salad because she wasn't on the budget.
How am I not a part of the budget, but y'all invited me on tour? Like, who and why didn't they tell you? And why didn't they tell you that make sure Cleo's good? Make sure Cleo's good. Cleo is a part of the budget. Make sure Cleo's good. The same way you told me that I was going to be good. Why is your production saying that I'm not a part of the budget for a chicken salad? Chicken salad?
Now, as the tour progressed, Cleo eventually managed to arrange an assistant for the Chicago show. But according to her, that didn't last very long either. She claimed Ice Spice's team later informed her that she couldn't keep an assistant because there simply wasn't enough room on the buses. At that point, Cleo said she started believing that both Ice Spice and her team genuinely wanted her to suffer. In her view, Ice Spice was already upset after the luggage incident, and rather than directly asking her to leave the tour, she was making the experience so miserable that Cleo would eventually quit on her own.
So my manager ends up getting me an assistant to come on tour with me, somebody to help. They met me in Chicago. So now the Chicago show was lit as fuck. It was so fun. I love Chicago. But yeah, she came, she helped me, whatever. And the only reason why she even came in the first place was because she was told that she was going to be able to go on Riot's bus. And then at the end of the show, she was told that Riot said you can't come on his bus. And she was just so confused because that's the reason why she came all the way to Chicago in the first place. And Riot is not even on his own bus. He's on the bus with Ice. So it was just so mind-boggling, you know? And he probably didn't even say that. They probably just didn't even want me to have anybody. And that was the vibe that I was starting to get, that they actually do want me to struggle. They want me to struggle a little bit. They want to see if I'm gonna stay. It's like they want to put this pressure on me. And let me tell you, the devil would not win, boo.
Cleo also described what she saw as smaller but equally petty moments. She recalled one occasion when everyone left to eat at a steakhouse while she, the hairstylist, and the makeup artist were left behind at the hotel. According to her, nobody even bothered asking whether she wanted to come.
Can you believe that? Everybody ate. Guess what? They all went to a steakhouse. Everybody went to a steakhouse and left me, the hairstylist, and the makeup artist. Everybody went to go get a bite. Steak, mash, cream corn, spinach. And we didn't have anything. We didn't eat at all. We're trying to figure out how to get a McDonald's, and y'all all ate already? Nobody mentioned it.
Now, after the tour finally came to an end, Cleo didn't immediately jump onto TikTok. She actually tried speaking to Ice Spice privately first. Cleo later shared the entire conversation online, and honestly, it was painfully awkward to read. While Cleo was sending long paragraphs explaining how hurt and disrespected she felt, Ice Spice's replies came across as incredibly cold and dismissive, almost as if she simply didn't care. After Cleo's videos started gaining traction, Ice Spice eventually responded during a Twitter Spaces. But let us tell you, she really didn't come out of it looking any better.
Use your platform, or like, they're not getting exactly what they want out of a situation the way that they want it. You know what I mean? It's like, that's when they decide to crash out every single time. Like, I'm noticing a pattern, bro. And the shit is sad because I genuinely was trying to help her. Like, I'm like, yo, do you want to just come on this tour? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just, like, join. Like, mad last minute type shit. What had actually happened is that we added another tour bus. So I'm like, now we have extra room. We have extra bunks. So I'm like, oh, let me see if Cleo wants to come. Feel me? So she could do, like, her songs and stuff like that. But that's what the fuck I get for trying to be a good person. It's whatever, bro. Honestly, like, you know, that's not gonna stop me from still trying to be a good person. Like, I'm gonna always help the next person out, like, and that's really my fault, for real, because
the way she says it is so unbelievably casual. Like, yeah, we had an extra tour bus and a few spare bunks, so I figured I'd invite her. Girl, you're talking about your friend, not an extra suitcase that happened to fit on the bus. This isn't exactly on the heartwarming explanation you think it is. If anything, it just makes the whole situation sound even colder.
And complain about a chicken salad. It's like, you never came to me talking about a chicken salad. What are you really talking about right now? You gonna send me a whole essay after tour? Like, you just gonna get off the bus? I don't even know you got off the bus. And you gonna send me an essay with an intro, bodies, and a conclusion? Like, and you want me to try to, like, analyze this shit and figure out how I'm wrong when all I did was share my stage with you, when I ain't even have to do that? You got less than 10,000 listeners and I'm sharing my stage with you, and you feeling so entitled. Like, you thinking that my peoples that work for me is supposed to work for you too? Like, that's so crazy to me. Like, how I'm in the shower, you gon' barge in while I'm butt-ass naked trying to press me about some bags, that you gotta carry some bags. What? Like, nah, that's that shit, bro. But That's all I could do, y'all. All I could do is sigh about it, because it's just like, what can you do, bro? It's like, damn.
It's honestly amazing how she manages to tell this story and still make herself sound like the victim. Cleo's issue was being left alone to drag her luggage through the rain. Ice Spice's issue was that she had to hear about it while showering. That really tells you everything you need to know. During the live Twitter spaces, Ice Spice didn't just insist that Cleo was entitled and should be grateful for the opportunity. She also took the time to joke about how much Cleo ate at an Italian restaurant, even calling her a vacuum.
Man, bitch, you not gonna tell the people how we was at an Italian restaurant and you ate so much fucking food, you fucking vacuum, that the server was like, where did the food go? Like, stop it right now. You talking about she ain't let me to the back of her room on her tour bus. She had this big ass room. Bitch, can I play with my pussy one time? In my bed one time? Like, damn, you want to sleep in my bed every day? That's crazy to me.
Well, that pretty much tells you everything you need to know about how many people viewed Ice Spice after this whole situation. To a lot of people, she definitely wasn't coming across as a girl's girl. In fact, many who followed the drama agreed with Cleo's belief that Ice Spice mainly brought her on tour to make herself appear more connected to black culture, to show everyone she had black friends and was giving them opportunities. Cleo's hairstylist, who had also been on the tour, later came forward with allegations of his own. He accused Ice Spice of mistreating Cleo and even alleged that she repeatedly referred to Cleo as black ass behind her back, leading him to call Ice Spice a colorist. After the controversy exploded online, a few people did come to Ice Spice's defense. Her manager, James, for example, tweeted that Cleo was entitled and had an inflated ego. He blamed her management team for not supporting her financially, argued that she should have been grateful for the opportunity, and said she should have used the tour to build her career instead of chasing clout. Azalea Banks, however, was firmly on Cleotrapa's side. She publicly defended Cleo, called out Ice Spice's manager for adding insult to injury, and even invited Cleo to perform with her on Halloween. She promised Cleo that she'd have her own space to get ready, would be treated with respect, and, most importantly, she'd actually get paid. As more people joined the conversation, the drama somehow managed to get pettier and pettier. For instance, on the very same day Ice Spice responded to Cleo during the Twitter Spaces, she also posted a poll on Twitter asking, what should I do for dinner? Steakhouse or chicken salad? Clearly mocking the chicken salad allegation Cleo had made earlier in her TikTok videos. Cleo, of course, wasn't about to stay silent either. Responding to Ice Spice calling her a vacuum, she tweeted, "Imagine being called big by someone that was just big. I'm going to bed, bro. Ozempic got you all gassed and fat-phobic now? Bet." Cleotrapa also pushed back against claims made by Ice Spice's manager, James. He had alleged that he spoke with Cleo's manager, who supposedly admitted that he was the one who encouraged Cleo to join the tour and agreed that she was in the wrong. Well, Cleotrapa later took to Twitter to shut that down, claiming her manager had never spoken to James in the first place and accusing him of lying through his teeth. Now, the aftermath of this entire situation was brutal. Ice Spice ended up losing over 500,000 followers in just 2 weeks. The back-to-back controversies involving Baby Storme, Cleotrapa, and Central C completely destroyed her public image around this time. A lot of her original audience started believing that the rapid success she experienced in 2023 had completely gone to her head. Her remarks about Cleo being a vacuum in particular struck many people as unnecessarily mean and downright nasty, especially coming from another woman. What's interesting is that she wasn't just landing in one controversy after another. Her music career was also in a steep decline. After the success of Munch in 2022, Ice Spice had over 40 million monthly listeners on Spotify, but by around June 2024, that number had dropped sharply to just 16 million. Now, 16 million monthly listeners is still a huge number for most artists, but for Ice Spice, considering where she had been just a year earlier, it was a massive decline. It was honestly crazy that within such a short period, she had lost almost 60% of the momentum she had built. For many people, her downfall felt almost as unbelievable as her meteoric rise. A lot of people who listened to Y2K came away with one reaction: what the heck is this? Do you actually call this music? It's honestly wild that she thought songs literally titled "Thank You the Shit Fart" were going to help cement her as a mainstream superstar.
Ice Spice recently released a song, and I'm going to tell you what the song's title is. It's called "Think You the Fart." Yeah, I'm sorry. That's the title of the song. It's called Think You Fart. And if you're wondering whether or not it's a good song, what do you think? It's called Think You Fart. Can all admit that we've fallen as a society. I mean, I wouldn't say that that was Mozart or Beethoven.
Around this time, many people also started calling her an industry plant. If you don't know what that term means, it's used to describe artists who present themselves as self-made while having significant industry connections helping them behind the scenes. Yeah. People usually throw this label at artists who blow up overnight, despite having very little talent or music that doesn't justify the level of success they're receiving. Part of the reason people called her that was because Riot USA, the producer behind nearly all of Ice Spice's biggest songs, is the son of legendary New York DJ and radio personality DJ Enough. His mother was also involved in the music industry. So it's really not a stretch to assume he already had strong industry connections. On top of that, the long-running rumors that Riot USA and Ice Spice had once been romantically involved only added more fuel to the industry plant theory. We mean, if you're really into someone, it's not exactly hard to imagine wanting to help launch their career. But regardless of how many connections someone has, people are usually pretty good at recognizing music they genuinely enjoy. And according to a lot of listeners, Ice Spice just wasn't giving them that anymore. The deluxe version of Y2K dropped in December 2024. And guys, we're genuinely not exaggerating here. It reportedly sold only around 4,800 copies in its first week. For an artist who had been sitting in the top 5 of the Billboard Hot 100 just a year earlier, those numbers were incredibly disappointing. The album was widely viewed as a complete flop. In fact, many people didn't even realize the deluxe version had been released. While her music continued disappointing fans, her Y2K tour was also facing criticism. Obviously, part of that was because of the Cleotrapa controversy, but people were also talking about the tour's underwhelming attendance. According to reports, Ice Spice wasn't drawing the kind of crowds people expected. Ticket prices were reportedly dropped to as little as $7 or $8 just to encourage people to show up.
I paid $7 to see Ice Spice, and the venue that we were in was a very small venue for like smaller artists. Someone that was as big as Ice Spice and that was constantly going viral, I thought she'd be able to sell out an arena. But unfortunately, that venue fit perfectly for all the people that were there, and a lot of her fans were mainly like high school, maybe college kids. But I was shocked at how cheap the tickets were. It's almost as if they were throwing tickets at people so people can come. But I mean, I guess it worked because me and my friends who don't really listen to Ice Spice or like wouldn't really pay hundreds of dollars to go to an Ice Spice concert, we paid for it and we filled up the room because the tickets were so cheap. And maybe that's why a lot of high school and college kids were there too.
Honestly, some people who weren't even big Ice Spice fans admitted they went simply because the tickets were ridiculously cheap. Now, here's the thing. Despite this huge decline in popularity, her attitude didn't seem to change at all in the months that followed. We all heard her call Cleo entitled, right? Well, after the Wildlands Festival incident, people were now screaming that exact same word back at her. In January 2025, Ice Spice was scheduled to perform at a couple of festivals in Australia. During the Wildlands Festival in Brisbane, which took place on New Year's Eve, she was booked as one of the headlining acts. But she ended up arriving around 25 minutes late for what was only supposed to be a half-hour performance. Since it was New Year's Eve, the festival organizers were working under a strict schedule to make sure every act finished on time before midnight. So, when Ice Spice finally walked onto the stage almost half an hour late, the organizers cut off her microphone after just 5 minutes. The crowd immediately booed her off the stage. Honestly, people were pretty frustrated at that point, and understandably so. Many had paid well over $350 for tickets to the festival, only to get this. Honestly, very disappointing. While we're talking about Ice Spice's musical decline, it's also worth pointing out that even though many people don't consider her a particularly strong musician, she is undeniably a good-looking celebrity with some pretty solid industry connections. So, despite putting little to no visible effort into improving, either her music or her stage performances, she doesn't seem to be going anywhere anytime soon. Her TikTok videos are still pulling massive numbers, and she continues to stay in the public eye, even if it's not necessarily because of her music. In 2025 alone, she partnered with brands like Dunkin', Kate Spade, and Revlon. She also became a playable character in Fortnite. On top of that, she stepped into acting in 2025 by appearing in the film Highest to Lowest. She was also featured in the new SpongeBob movie and even recorded a rap song for its soundtrack. We're pretty sure you've heard that song, Big Guy, if you spend any amount of time on the internet.
Big guy, big guy, big guy, big guy. SpongeBob, big guy, pants okay.
Now, unsurprisingly, a lot of people also had a problem with Ice Spice singing a song for a children's movie. Many argued that it was exactly the kind of questionable decision people have come to expect from Nickelodeon. Because why would anyone want to introduce Ice Spice to children? Come on! This is someone whose songs are filled with lyrics about poop, farts, and diapers, and who is arguably just as famous for constantly shaking her butt as she is for her music.
My girl is so tired, bro. She's so tired. Get her off that damn stage.
Now, what made this situation even more bizarre was what Ice Spice wore to the SpongeBob movie premiere. She showed up in a white sheer lace outfit that left her thong completely visible. Her butt was particularly on display. A lot of people were genuinely stunned. Did nobody tell her this was the premiere of a children's movie? One of the biggest cartoons in cartoon history? You're showing up dressed in a freaking piece of lingerie, basically. Seriously, what exactly was that thought process? A lot of parents and social media users were seriously unhappy with it. Now, to be fair, some people defended her by pointing out that it was a private screening attended mostly by influencers, celebrities, and invited guests. There weren't actually children at the event, so according to them, people were making a much bigger deal out of it than necessary. But even if there weren't kids physically attending the premiere, what makes you think those photos weren't going to end up all over social media? You're promoting a children's movie. Have you not heard of the algorithm? While we're on the topic of questionable outfit choices, let's also shine some light on Ice Spice's incredible wigs. Ever since she blew up in 2022, a lot of attention has been paid to her signature ginger wigs. She started with the iconic curly ginger look, and over the years, her wigs have gotten only bigger, better, and more polished. And here's something interesting. A 2025 lawsuit filed by wig company The Bella Brand LLC revealed that Ice Spice might not have been paying for those wigs. According to the complaint, the company created 25 custom-made wigs for her, worth around $20,000, but claimed she never paid for them. The lawsuit also alleged that she later damaged the company's reputation by making negative comments about the business online. The company is seeking $400,000 in punitive damage. However, according to court filings, Ice Spice has denied those allegations. She argues that the company's claims are exaggerated and that it is attempting to pressure her because of her celebrity status. She also maintains that the company has not provided sufficient evidence that she harmed its business or reputation online. As of now, Ice Spice is expected to give a deposition in the case in September 2026. Naturally, the lawsuit sparked plenty of discussion online. TikTok creators and commentary channels quickly picked up the story, and before long, it became something of a running joke on social media that Ice Spice supposedly wasn't paying for her signature wigs.
For a woman, wigs are important. And I want rapper Ice Spice to know that, because Ice Spice is being sued for not paying $20,000 in wig fees. Now, Ice Spice is denying their claims, but let me tell you something. The last person you want to be in a fight with is your wig dealer. I am not lying. Wigs aren't just a bill, it's a mandatory expense. It's right up there with mortgage, light bill, and oxygen. You can play with your man, you can play with your job.
Now, while the wig drama definitely got people talking, it wasn't even close to the amount of attention her McDonald's altercation received. Around April this year, a video surfaced showing Ice Spice involved in a physical altercation at a McDonald's in Hollywood. TMZ obtained the footage, and it immediately started making rounds across social media. The video showed Ice Spice sitting inside the restaurant with a friend when a woman approached her. Based on the footage, Ice Spice didn't appear happy about the interaction. Moments later, the situation escalated, and the woman, later identified in media reports as Via, jumped across the table, and slapped Ice Spice. It was honestly pretty wild to watch.
Gas? Ready? Girl. What? Ready for what? Take gas. You take gas? That's what you do, you take gas? Yeah. So go take gas. So you from Cali? So go take gas. So you from Cali? Are you from Cali? Where you from? Are you from Cali? Where you from? Are you from Cali? No, I'm from Chirag. Where you from? Oh, you're from Chirag. Yeah. So where you from? So where you from? I'm from McDonald. I'm from Wade.
Sadly, this confrontation didn't end here. Additional footage from outside the restaurant appeared to show Ice Spice confronting a man who was with the woman involved in the incident. She looked absolutely furious, and honestly, after being slapped, that's not exactly a surprising reaction.
Why is that? Oh no, she's drunk, but just relax. Why would I relax if she's touching? She's drunk. Where is she? Where is she? Why would I let it go? What the f? Chavez is called Ice Spice. We're going viral. Next week we gonna shame you. You can expect a nah. Wait, calm down, calm down. Mama. Let me fight her. Calm down. On your mama. Let me fight her. Let me fight a why would you want to fight me? Are you a bitch? You want to fight a bitch? Why would you fight me, bitch? You 120 pounds. Let's get at it then. Let's get at it then. Calm down.
Later, Via spoke to TMZ and gave her version of events. She claimed she had simply approached Ice Spice as a fan, but alleged that Ice Spice responded by calling her the B word, which she said led to the slap.
I was with my friends and everything, and we came from the beach earlier that night, and we decided to go walk around Hollywood or whatever. But before we did that, we decided to stop by McDonald's because we all had to use the bathroom. So then one of my friends, she comes out and she was like, oh, I think that's Ice Spice over there. And I'm like, oh, for real? So I go up to them and I'm giving her and the other girl she was with compliment. And then immediately, Ice Spice. Like, if you wanted us to leave, you could have just politely said, oh, I'm not in the mood or something, right? Instead of just yelling at me. So she kept going on, then she calls me a bitch. So after she calls me a bitch, I hit her. So I hit her, and then so I got escorted out to McDonald's.
Many people online questioned this explanation. A lot of commenters argued that the woman's approach toward Ice Spice already seemed unusually confrontational in the footage. Regardless of what they thought about Ice Spice herself, many social media users supported her right to defend herself after being physically assaulted. Ice Spice's attorney also addressed the situation, stating that it had been reported to the LAPD and that they intended to pursue all available legal avenues to hold the woman accountable for this incident, as they should, because that's pretty screwed up. Now, honestly, if you thought this altercation was the strangest chapter in Ice Spice's career because somehow, some way, Tobey Maguire was about to get dragged into this story, yes, our beloved Spider-Man was caught kissing Ice Spice at a party. Honestly, if someone had put this on a 2026 bingo card, we would have assumed they were hallucinating. The rumors started after both of them attended Michael Rubin's famous white party. Soon afterward, a blurry photo began making rounds online. In the picture, Tobey had his arm around Ice Spice's shoulder, and the two appeared to be leaning toward each other behind a set of blinds. Many people online claimed that the photo showed them kissing, while others argued it was just too blurry to say so for sure. But one thing was undeniable. They looked a little too cozy. The internet's reaction was immediate shock. People genuinely could not process this pairing. Out of every celebrity couple rumor imaginable, Ice Spice and Tobey Maguire was simply not one most people expected to witness in this timeline. It honestly felt like one of those AI-generated celebrity combinations that somehow escaped into real life. A huge reason the photo raised so many eyebrows was the age difference. Tobey Maguire is 51 years old, while Ice Spice is just 26. That's a 25-year age gap. That's a whole quarter. Naturally, social media had plenty to say about it. The photo racked up millions of views across multiple platforms, memes started flooding the internet, and people couldn't stop joking that this was the weirdest crossover of the year. The rumors also resurfaced another conversation surrounding Tobey. Earlier, he had been photographed spending time with 20-year-old model Mishka Silva, who is only about a year older than his own daughter. That had already sparked criticism online, and after the Ice Spice photos surfaced, people started asking whether our beloved Spider-Man had entered his Leonardo DiCaprio era.
Years ago at the same Hamptons party, he was caught with actress Lily Chi. He was 49. How old was she? 20. And she guest starred on an episode of Daredevil, and both Tobey and Charlie Cox were in No Way Home together. And then when he was 42, he also dated Tatiana Dietman, who was 25. At least she had her frontal lobe hit. I mean, don't you think it really feels like Tobey has the same role as Leonardo DiCaprio?
After the rumors spread everywhere, Ice Spice's representative denied that the two had kissed. According to the statement, they were simply greeting each other and sharing a vape, nothing more. And somehow, that explanation confused people even more than the kissing rumor itself. The internet immediately responded with comments like, "We've never seen anyone share a vape like that," and "Since when does sharing a vape require holding someone by the shoulder and leaning in face to face?" In short, almost nobody bought the explanation. To this day, people are still debating what actually happened behind those blinds. Did they kiss? Were they really just sharing a vape? Nobody knows for certain. And somehow, this photo from Michael Rubin's white party has become one of the biggest mysteries of Ice Spice's career. So, that's pretty much everything that has happened, or has been happening, with Ice Spice. For a little outro, here's what happened in this case. She came onto the scene as one of the most promising new rappers in the industry, and somehow, within just a couple of years, she's been reduced to being known more for drama than for her music. Personally, we don't think her biggest problem is that people have stopped paying attention to her. They're still watching. The problem is that they're no longer waiting for the next song. They're waiting for the next headline. And that's a very difficult reputation to shake. Can she turn things around? Absolutely. The music industry has seen bigger comebacks than this. But if she wants to be taken seriously again, the music has to start speaking louder than the controversies. Now, let us know what you think. Is Ice just going through a rough phase? Or has her moment already passed? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.